Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness, learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading Abundant, Exalted, Immeasurable by Ajahn Pasanno. We're continuing in Chapter 6, The 5 Hindrances. Sometimes people pick up a strongly adversarial approach to dealing with unwholesome, unwanted states of mind. In Buddhist teachings, the language can often take on a warrior-like tone. The Buddha was from the warrior caste and did use those images, but they aren't what he used all the time. This is a very good example of the different ways that the Buddha approached the practice. Sometimes it's solely to be mindful. It's all going to work out. We just have to be mindful. All we need to do is gently bring the mind back to the object as an impartial observer. It should be noted, though, that the impartial observer is often a fallacy. We have our issues and agendas going all the time, whether we're aware of them or not. Part of the function of our practice is to understand those agendas. Another approach is to bring attention consciously to something wholesome, skillful, pleasurable, and satisfying to the mind. On a certain level, you know that doubt, wavering, and uncertainty are unskillful. But it's hard to convince the doubtful and wavering mind that loving kindness is a good thing. You've got to work at it. However, we need to be a bit circumspect. Feeding sensual desire with pleasurable objects is not a good idea. We are pretty good at that already. The appropriate way to address the tendency to sensual desire is to take it to another level. Instead of fixating on that which seems gratifying and pleasurable, realize, oh, there's so much suffering in this. Focus on loving kindness and realize the kindest thing is not being trapped in sensual desire's illusion of pleasure and gratification. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.